able to see the beginning of something out of Washington and the end of something out of California. All in one day, major national programs. Now, I want to imagine something. Imagine somebody attacked America. And imagine that attack on America caused you to have higher power prices. Pay triple at your gas pump for what you use for gas. Imagine that cost your husband or your wife their jobs. What kind of resources would you use to fight that attack? What kind of resources? Would we use drones? Would we have missile strikes? Would we have an invasion force of troops to attack the people that caused us that issue? Well, that's actually happening. It's happening today in America. We have an organization that is paid for by Americans that actively destroys American interests. They actually drive business down or stop it altogether. Now, that organization is the EPA. The court upholds an EPA's greenhouse gas rule. Now, this liberal court upheld a rule about something of global warming, which is still only a theory. Now, when you put this in a backdrop, that you look at the Venona Project, all right? Now, for those of you who don't know what the Venona Project was, it was a top secret. NSA kept this project concealed until 1995, when they let out that the Soviet Union had been able to infiltrate many of the U.S. government agencies. Now, you think this is light? Do you think this is not heavy? They infiltrated top government agencies, including all the way up to the White House. Now, if they can infiltrate that, couldn't they as easily infiltrate something like the EPA? Now, recently, you saw the EPA step in and kill the Keystone Pipeline. 20,000 jobs, and it would have helped America get off of foreign oil supplies. Now, that's something that the Soviet Union was never able to do in all of their years. You also have the piece out from J.C. Watt, the former congressman of Oklahoma, who wrote in the Washington Times, the EPA, spurred on by its radical environmental allies, is pushing for more and more job-killing regulation on industries that could play a critical role in our nation's economic recovery. Through regulatory uncertainty and demands for expensive environmental upgrades, the EPA is slowly but surely trying to drive a nail in the coffin of job creators like those in the energy sector. Now, today also, the same day that the court upholds the EPA's greenhouse gas rules, you have the city of Stockton, California, 300,000 people filing for bankruptcy. They can't afford their bills. And you say, well, George, what do these two have to do with each other? The largest consumption of coal in the entire history of the world is happening right now. Asia consumes 4 times as much coal as America does, and growing. Coal is the dominant source of power for energy, for electricity in the world, and will be for the next 50 years. America has the biggest reserves of coal in the world, and we are not shipping any off the west coast of the United States. And one of those ports that had the opportunity to ship lots and lots of coal was Stockton, California. Stockton, California has one of the best ports on the west coast. They could have had lots of jobs. They could have been a boom city. They could have doubled the size of their population. They could have been building houses. They could have been building roads. They could have been building new rail infrastructure. They could have had higher paying jobs than their surrounding communities. And what are they doing today? They're filing bankruptcy. Thank you very much, EPA. Thank you very much, President Obama. And San Francisco is going to follow. The rest of California. How about Seattle? How about Oregon? How about Washington? We don't want it here in Texas. You could take it. This is the George Jarkesy Show. Don't touch that dial. It could cost you money.